Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Neil. So this is episode 34 of our Let's Play campaign. I am thoroughly enjoying this series and I hope you are as well. We are getting close to one of the big projects of the series, the big project being 30 science per second of all kinds, and both in terms of production and consumption. So we've developed the science, we actually have built all of the ingredients for the science, but at the end of last time we realized that we were running out of plastic, and the plastic was for where is it? It's for the particle broadband. So we built the nanotubes, we built the silicon crystals, but we did not realize that we were running out of plastic. So today we're gonna fix plastic, and by fixing plastic we fix particle broadband, and by fixing particle broadband we now get a constant production of purple science, and with constant production of purple science we can get all the science up and running, and we'll then have 60 of these. Maybe we'll actually run out of antimatter. We'll see that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, right? But we left here, and there were two things. I deliberately didn't want us to spend time watching this one because of two things. One was the outputs from this tower were kind of in a bit of an unfortunate shape. It wasn't quite there, but every time I looked at it, I went like, oh, I don't like that shape. That rotational symmetry is something you really want to avoid. And the other one was that I knew that there was errors here, and I just didn't want to let you see it. But the keen-eyed viewer said, actually, you have polluted belts. And I was like, yeah, but you were not supposed to see that. So I guess I have to own up to this and just clean out these belts. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why this is happening, and this is yet another argument for using the mod copy inserters. This one was done before copy inserters was added. That means it's clickety 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 click, inbound, outbound, inbound, outbound, inbound, outbound. And the problem with all of that is that somewhere, somehow, something is maybe taking from this belt, from the graphite belt to the plastic belt. But then the next, and I don't know where it is, so I'll just ignore it. Alternatively, I may have, and someone actually mentioned that, I may have set up the tower incorrectly and then thought I've caught it before it leaked out, but it didn't, and then something got out here. So what, the next thing is, why are these not working then? The reason why they're not working is actually because this inserter or sorter here, this is and I wanted to do that because I wanted to show you this because it's actually super interesting. It's similar to Factorio, that if a sorter is picking up a thing that can be put in here, then it's going to get stuck here. So now it will not pick up refined oil, because this one is supposed to pick up refined oil. It already has some energized graphite in hand. So what I need to do is I actually need to take this out, and we just need to go down through all of these that are not really working right now, and just pick up the graphite, and that will just trigger them to pick up again. You can see it goes immediately to 1, and the reason why it goes to 1 is the one that's stuck on the sorter. Oh, that one. How are you not working? Oh yeah, now we get to another issue, and that's the real issue, is why do we not have any graphite here? So I just need to take the ones that, yeah, I think we're done. Yeah. Good. What about on this side? Did we have any polluted belts? Nope, we did not. They're just not working. Oh, they were a bit of polluted belts, I guess. That one's working now. This one. Just a few more polluted belts. Alright, so one more thing that we should also talk about, and that's what are we going to do after we complete this science objective. Don't fear. I have, first of all, we're going to let it run for a while and see which things run out. There will definitely be some things that I haven't scaled. I'm suspecting stuff like processors might not be scaled adequately. The antimatter might not be scaled. So we'll first fix those things. And after that, we're going to be building up towards a massive sphere. Now that there's a new patch out that lowers the size of save games, then we can actually make a massive sphere. So we want to make a strong production of rockets. Right now, this is our production of rockets. It's not much. They are on a What are they on a? They are on a 6-second cycle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8 per second. And why are you not working? You're not working because deuterium. So that's another thing that isn't really working. Do we want to look at it? We don't want to fix it. We don't want to fix it, but I can look at it. I think I know why. Yeah, we do need to make... That's another... Added to our long list of things to do. Deuterium is not scaled up. It's just... It was built like in the beginning where that was a super precious thing, and I felt that this was a million billion things to have. It's missing... Why are we doing that? Why are we missing super magnetic rings now? Oh, please. Please don't let me do that. Oh. Okay, so it's all coming back to the energized graphite. You can have a few. Alright, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because that's exactly what we want to fix. Because coal has run out because of the energized graphite. And the energized graphite has run out because of lack of coal. We simply consumed all the coal we had left on this planet. Well, there's 88,000, but that's not really going to support anything, and we don't really have anywhere else. So my point is, I want to go to this beautiful system called Algol. Algol is the system, if you recall, I mean, if you don't, that's already also fine. That is location where we have, let's just go here. This is where we had the organic crystals. So we are harvesting organic crystals here, and I also want to harvest now some, not crude oil, what? Oh yeah, coal. It's because there's also a lot of coal. If there's crystals, there's also coal. All right, let's get there and then see what we can do. All right, we're here at the Algol system, and we have to find Algol 2. I think it's Algol 2. Let's have a look. Here it is. It's a organic planet. Alright, look at this beautiful location. We went here and we were like, no, this is so beautiful. Now we're like, yeah, look at the amount of resources we have. Yummy. Yeah, so this is the first place we made diamonds. And in retrospect, making diamonds from graphite, not the best idea. It's not a bad idea. It was a good, well, no, okay, let's be honest. It was a good idea at the time because at this location I have lots of coal, but I don't have any kimberlite. So either I should have gone somewhere else for kimberlite, or I should just take the coal that I had, and I did. So I am going to take this one. These are already tapped, and let's see how much coal we have. We have an abundance of coal. All right. So 24 million here. There's also a lot of silicon, so maybe we should, while we're here, also tap the silicon, just so that we have things available. It's going to be a mammoth project, but I think it's worthwhile. We are going to run out of silicon at some point, and if we can just tap these 13 million, then we're good. There's nothing else on this planet. I mean, a bit of iron, a bit of copper. That's not really worth sort of working for. The organic crystal, the spiny form, the stalagmite spiny form, you'll definitely also tap that. There's 1 million here. Okay, so just one patch. So we'll definitely take that. Oh, there's like water flowers. Nice. And yeah, organic crystals we have. There's still 4.4 million left. And remember, our research is somewhere here. That one is... Oh, it's actually over here. We are now consuming... Ore consumption 50. Yeah, okay. So it'll basically correspond to having 8.2 million. It put something million. Anyway, let's let me just set all of those up, and then we'll be back for the time where we can start working on using some of the coal we have here. All right, here we are. We are back with a fully mined base. This beautiful, pristine world is now no longer so pristine. It is... Well, it's being mined pretty intensively. I had to put down some more here just to keep the miners running. Actually, it's not really to keep the miners running. It's mainly to keep all of this running. And yeah, that's a lot. We have tapped all of the resources. They are now mine, and we can start building. All right. So where we want to build? We want to build somewhere, and we want to build now graphite. We want to make sure that graphite is available to anyone, anywhere. And in order for us to do that, why is it always nighttime when I want to build stuff? All right. Yeah. If any Greenpeace associates, please look the other way, because I kind of need this space here. there. Just down to the equator. And now the beautiful thing is, because you've all watched my tutorial from yesterday on how to on the division of the planet, now you will be very familiar with all of this. Like, okay, so there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Yep. That's we know exactly where we are on the planet. We know exactly what we are doing here. What are we doing here? Oh yeah. How big does this have to be? I don't know. Well, I do know it's just going to be 2 planetary sectors wide. And that's going to be 1, and that will be the second one. Good. So we can just make a little one like that in the corner. Boop, so we know. And that's good. Let's start building it from here. Now, we are going to build a graphite, and if we reserve this space, we might as well use this space. I think that's the only logical thing we can say. So let's figure out how the best way to do it, and I think it's possible to do this. Here. And of course, we can get some power poles somewhere. Here. Here. And here. So they are now powered. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to take coal in, graphite out, and yes, yellow signs. And we'll do the same for the next. Coal, graphite, and warpers. Coal, graphite, warpers. Yes. Okay. And let's see if we can find a solution to this. And we are definitely going to need more belts. Sorters are good. Mine, that's good. Okay, so I think we're going to do something like this. And then we're going to make... let me just check something here. This is 2 per 2 seconds to 1. Okay, so it's a 2 to 1 build. That means the answer should be like this. This one is graphite. If you have a 2 to 1 build, then I would recommend... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a tutorial on some optimal builds of some kind. I think by now that I've pretty much nailed down something I think is super well functioning. Also in terms of sizing, so why not? And I got it pretty much drilled. Yes, of course. Go there and then in. Go here and there. And I can now take this one in. And by doing that, I can copy this. I can copy here. Let's build the other ones as well. We might as well build it big. I mean, there's no point in not building it big. I think this is one of those things where once you start building something, there is very little point to just being modest about it. Because once you start doing this, it takes more time when you next time when you come back and figure out that, oh, I need it to be just a little bit bigger. But when you're just getting started on it, it's pretty easy to make. Yeah, and this will also be pretty much all the graphite we could ever wish for. I hope. Yeah, it's used for a few things. The fact that it's also used for the what is it called? The supermagnetic ring means that I am just a bit more enthusiastic about making sure we have large quantities, because that is just one thing we don't want to run out of, because that supermagnetic rings is one of those items that's just used for so many things, particularly for let's see, supermagnetic ring, particle colliders, yeah, deuterium fuel, yes, ray receivers, but also no. Oh, really? Oh, sure. Okay, for the orbital collector. Okay. Never mind. And this one, there's also a good rule here, or a good method to this, and that's actually going to be here. So we don't really want that one anymore there. And we're going to build it here. And so from here on, what I'm going to do is I will simply... that actually isn't very good. We'll do it this way. All right, let me build this. I think that should be pretty straightforward for us to build this thing, and then we can just let it go. Alright, so we did it. Yeah, that's a lot. We have, if nothing else, we've solved the problem of having too many smelters in our inventory. We don't have too many smelters in our inventory anymore, so that's problem is solved. What are we actually doing? We are doing 30, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 30, so it's just 180. Yeah, 180 graphite per second. All right, that's good. It's good. It's a decent amount. We're gonna start by getting some warpers in there, and I'm also going to get still the other way. More. Oh wow, that's way too many. Oops. Well, this one, and the last one. I just want to make sure that I have the warpers before I start requesting anything. Although, to be honest, I am only going to request locally here. So, and these will be locally, but they will also be provided globally, so that I will have that remaining. That's looking good. Oh yeah, that is the whole planet just springs into action. Now the next thing we actually want from here is we need to make some plastic. But I think that the plastic we built back at our home planet, it has two advantages. It is built right next to a lot of oil, and the oil is already being refined. And it actually built at a decent scale to 40 per second. So I think that's actually really nice. And we can actually use that at home. Instead of just tearing it down and building exactly the same somewhere else, then 40 plastic per second is actually enough. Because if we look at plastic, plastic is a weird item because it's only used for two things, which is really weird. I think that the fact that it's only used for two things. So the two things that that is used for is the organic crystal, but we don't need that anymore because we are mining organic crystals, and for the particle broadband that we only need for the purple science. So we need 30 of these, 30 of these, 30 of these, and then some additional here for this one. So if we end up making 40 plastic, I think that'll easily cover all of our needs. Is this keeping up? Yeah, it's definitely keeping up. It's definitely keeping up, and it is definitely keeping up. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to our home planet and see that plastic will now be working fine. All right, let's do that. Where is our home planet? Must be at the end of this long line. All right, so we have now done with alcohol, and we should have all of the plastic or all of the graphite we need. That means the supermagnetic ring should be fine. The plastic should be fine. Let's take a look at that when we get back. And we are now coming back up on Satisfactory, our home world. So let's go back and see what the situation is like back home. And we just need to see if we can hit, I was about to say miss the planet, but let's try and see if we can hit it instead of missing it. There it is. Boom. Alright, where are we going? We need to go to the plastic and see how plastic is faring. Well, obviously it's probably not going to be great. Oh, they found plastic. Alright, so All right. Yeah. Okay. We have to set it to global demand. All right. Let's hit it for global. Yep, that was pretty quick. And let's see if the super magnet we also have is suffering from the same issue. Super magnet, where are you? You are up here. There you are. Super magnet also. Remote demand. Oh, look at that. That was back in the days when I cared about how much I was requesting. Ah, how naive I was. How naive I was. No, it's fine. It's fine. It was a different time back then. It was not a time of plenty, as today is. Today is definitely a time of plenty. So all of this has just ground to a halt because. Okay, what? No, it is. Why is it not able to put? Oh, because I do shared belts for this one. Yeah, and I only split it right there, and I can't split it until there is a demand for light oil. Now there should be a demand for light oil when this one comes in. We're gonna have to wait until. Oh, it's already here. Nice. Okay, they are pretty quick, and you can see these are now full belts. Full belts coming in, and we have now an abundance of plastic. That's good. All right, so the first plastic is actually being brought locally. Well, there might be like the local broadband thing. So we just need to make sure that we have some plastic up and running here and get. I'd like to actually see this goes above 1000 and see if it actually demands something. We can see it's demanding 200 out of. Okay, so actually now that I'm saturating the local demand, which could be, which probably is. Okay, so this one should now hopefully go up to 1000. I don't know if it will go up to demand, but what I want to do is now we're actually, well, this one is done. So we can go to Acellus Primus, and at Acellus Primus, wherever you are, there, we'll be seeing that finally we'll have some plastic coming in, and with plastic coming in, we should also have some particle broadband going out, and with particle broadband going out, then we can start requesting some oil. No, we can start requesting it at our science facility, and then get science really up and running. And we're now coming up on Acellus Primus. We are heading to Acellus Primus 2, and we should be seeing things coming in. I don't know if I'm flying faster or slower than the plastic vessels. Plastic vessels? Yeah, they're not made of plastic, but they're transporting plastic. Alright, so here we have our desolate little planet here with, what is it? What was that one? I can't remember. It's not long ago, but I can't remember. Oh, yeah, nanotubes for days. And in here we have an acute lack of plastic, and we have 10,000 inbound. So all we need to do is just sit here, wait, look at the night sky, and see if we can find something coming in. Oh, some of these have decided to fly out. Okay, that's less than ideal that 5 of them are coming from here and 5 are coming from the other location. So we should only be getting 5 in soon, but the other 5 will come in later. Well, I think that once they get in here, it's not actually going to consume very much. It's only like 30 per second, so. Okay, this planet. Oh, look at that. Plastic is coming in. Oh, look at that. Nice. Okay, we're flying just a tiny bit faster than the logistics vessels. And we should now be seeing that we get plastic. Yes. 5,000, and the other 5,000 are now at the at the home system picking things up, and now they will be heading back here. That is excellent. And let's see, is anything working? Nothing really seems to be working. Huh. Oh, you know what? Probably should set this for plastic. Oh, I must have been setting that incorrectly then. Oops. There we go. I was just waiting, but that's kind of I think this should work. This can't be right. This just can't be right. Oh no. This can't be right. This one should definitely be nanotubes then. Yep. Why do I do that? And plastic. Pick up all the plastic here. I know something slipped by. Not a lot, but something. Give me nanotubes in this line. Okay. Yeah, it did not look right. There were 3 lines out. Okay, so this is now nanotubes and plastic. Yes, Nanotubes have to go next to the crystal silicon. All right, we got something here. And what we now need to do is, I'll just put this back in. That's going to be handy. And that one will also go back in. Okay, so what we do now is go fly to the science planet, Gedi Prime. And then from there, actually just request things from this location. It'll take a bit of time to fly there. So hopefully by the time we get there, we will have a few thousand already stocked up. So we can actually see something coming in at a decent location. I might also have some stockpiled at the home planet. Gedi Prime, there you are. That's our science planet. All right, so let's head to the science planet. There's a lot of flying today. So we're heading to the science planet and just enabling the import of particle broadband and processors. Those are the two things we need for the purple science. Once we have that, we should be seeing purple science just flying away. Okay, we're closing in on Gedi Prime, and just as we are nearing the objective, that's I can just mention the sponsorship. Haha. Well, the sponsorship is no one. No, it's all of you. So thank you very much, all the people who are supporting. That's on Patreon. That is basically the sponsorship on the channel. So thank you everyone for supporting the channel. And if you want to support, then there's a link to Patreon. So there we go. That was the sponsorship segment out of the way. And we have, wow, what a perfect timing. Look at that. Our perfect fit. So we are going in here. We have all of them churning, but not the purple science. Well, I am just going to set this remote request. Yeah, 2,000, 3,000, 4. Okay, 5. All right. Good. Okay, 5,000 are inbound. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah. So the reason why the other ones are working is actually because I am still getting a bit of purple science in. And that comes from, the purple science come from the home planet, where we still are producing just a bit here. Oops, so I'm just going to go queue up some more of these. This is what we want to do. We just want to just churn away at this. Sometimes between sessions, I'll just let the science run. So you are not seeing all the science we're doing. I preferably want to make sure that we keep this. Yeah, we keep this as clean as possible, so that's why I don't really have science running usually when we are playing. Oh, they're already coming in. All right, so there's a bit of processors coming in. Let's see if we can get some particle broadbands. Oh, look at that. We can also look at this beautiful planet here, shell thing. And I could also try to not get lost. Yep, that would also be nice to not get lost. Alright, let me just fly back to the purple, because that's kind of what I wanted to. We want to get the purple in here. Come on, fly, land, damn you. It's so far away, it's like 20 light years away. Alright, we're up to 7,000, that's pretty good. The reason why some of these actually start working right now is... Oh, I see something. Ah, there we go. Some of them have started working in advance, is that I have tested it and seen that I could get something in. Previously, I was trying to just request it from my home planet, and then there's still some residuals in the towers. That's why they started, even though it was just processors that came in. Alright, this looking good. I don't know if this one will keep up. Well, it should be keeping up. Well, it should be. That's easy for me to say. I can also see that it's not really fully up there, but we're going to consume it at a rate of 30 per second. So, although I am outputting it on the belt at 60 per second, so I'm actually outputting here way too quick, and we'll see that it is the processors that's going to be holding us up. And let's just walk down the line here and see how we are doing. This one, yeah, this one is idle. I am requesting. But this part I'm requesting it from the home planet, so usually I don't get, I get a bit, but at the home planet I think I'm producing maybe like a 2 per second or something like that, maybe 4 if I'm really pushing it. And here we're producing at 30 per second, so it's going to take a while for this one to sort of fill all the way up. And once it filled all the way up, then it'll take some time to distribute on the other side. So everything will just take a bit of time for it to get there. What I want to do though is we want to just have a look at the beauty of this. I know that there's going to be the same questions, same comments always, like, why don't you just set multiple outbounds? Well, multiple outbounds is not going to make it faster. It's going to make it saturate faster, sure, but it's not going to make it faster because this is exactly designed for each of these consuming 10 per second. So all of these are consuming 30 per second. So as long as I can put 30 per second in here, which I obviously can't yet, but we're getting closer. When I can do that, as long as that's being consumed, then over time it'll approach the 30 per second target. So I am perfectly fine with the way that it works, and I don't have any intention of changing it until I somehow decide that I want to scale it up to 60 per second or some other crazy project. Speaking of crazy projects, this is probably where we are going to wrap up more or less. I want to just talk a bit about the crazy projects that are upcoming. Well, I have a super secret project that I will just reveal when it's done, so I can't talk about that. And I am going to do more tutorials, of course. We're talking about Dyson Sphere Program. This series will continue, even though we sort of technically have achieved the goal, but we don't know if, well, I know that this one is not good enough. The antimatter is not fast enough. I think we're producing at 13.3, so we're definitely going to need to scale up the antimatter as well. On top of that, we are going to start to make dedicated rocket launching facility. Rockets are super expensive, and we are going to start working on just, I don't know exactly how many rockets per second I want, but I want a lot of rockets per second, and that's not going to be easy to do because they require some of those ninja stars. The ninja stars require frames, and frames are really expensive and very, very slow to make, and also take a stupid amount of nanotubes. So there's a lot of things we want to do still in this series, so I hope you find it interesting for us to sort of keep building. I'll continue to make tutorials. I think that now is a good time to transition into more tutorials. That's why you're kind of alternating between tutorials and Let's Play. I hope you're enjoying it. I know that there's way less views on tutorials than there are on these Let's Plays, which is kind of weird, but I mean, instead of being sorry that there's no more views on tutorials, I should be happy there's so many views on the Let's Play. So thank you very much everyone who's watching and following and subscribing and liking and commenting and all that cool stuff. I love it, and it makes so much more fun to play the game when there's someone actually watching it. So we are going to wrap this one up here. We can see that we have now achieved, I'm going to call it almost 30 per second. Yeah, well, I'm going to call it 30 per second, and whether it is or not. Okay, it actually is, because this one is outputting at the high enough rate, and that was because there probably was just a little delivery coming in from the other side. It'll just ever so slightly decrease because we still haven't managed to saturate the entirety of the last couple of towers. It will get there, but it'll get there very slowly. Cool. So that's going to be it for now. If you like it, hit the like button, as you I want to do, and I will see you guys in the next episode, where we will be taking a look at some of the bottlenecks that have come up and start on some of the next mega projects. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay effective.